Is shaken, Internet? This is Salts bringing you some more How to Tank for Dummies. This is going to be the first in a series, excuse me, the first in a series of heroic Dragon Soul raids. So this is heroic Morchok. Um, if you've been watching my channel, you've noticed that I put up the LFR series, and now I'm jumping straight to heroic. I will be covering normal. However, I will not be covering probably normal heroic or normal Morchok because there's not enough different with him. Let's go ahead and get into this real quick. So the first thing I have here is I'm going to go show the trash. I'm going to go ahead and show you the trash, but there's absolutely nothing special to see with this trash. It's pretty much identical to normal, which is pretty much identical to LFR. It's kind of, I mean, as far as tanking goes, just hit it and hold aggro. That's all you need to do. So don't worry about it. As you can see here, I am the off tank, so that's really don't worry about me because I'm the off tank, so don't worry. Let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip this trash. The only thing that you do need to know about let's see. The only thing you need to know about this trash is in heroic, after you clear the main trash down the little road to the boss, you probably want to clear the trash to the side. There's 2 packs to either side that need to be cleared out, maybe 3, probably 2. But you want to clear out the packs to the side because in heroic, you will have to have a lot more space to spread out in. So let's see, I've already covered LFR in another video. Please watch the LFR video if you want to know the basics of this fight. I will be covering and doing one quick fix to that. So as you can see over here, we are going to go ahead and tank the stuff on the side. So we're going to clear up these mobs on the side. They're pretty much identical. One last thing about the trash, you see the pack to the right over there? You'll probably see it in a second. We actually are going to kill the portal. When you fight the portal and the 3 guys that are standing next to the portal, you want to kill the portal first because the portal will keep spawning new ads. So you've got to kill the portal first. Other than that, this trash is pretty much ignorable. Just kill stuff and you just do it. It's trash, so don't worry about it. So a couple of new mechanics to this fight. The big main new mechanic to heroic Morchok versus normal and LFR Morchok is that at 90% health, the boss will split into 2 different phases. So he actually instead of becoming just Morchok, he becomes Kotram, I think is what it's called. So it becomes 2 different bosses. Kotram spawns and Morchok spawns. So then you have to kill both of the bosses simultaneously. So the problem is they both do the exact same abilities, so you have to spread them out because they both do stomps. So when they're doing stomps, it's very important that you don't take 2 stomps together because then you'll obviously die very fast. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and show you. At 90% health, he splits into 2 different phases, and there will be a main tank on Morchok and off tank on Kotram. I think it's called Kotram. It's Morchok backwards, however you say it, Kotram. So that's the biggest mechanic to this fight that's going to be different. In heroic Morchok, you have to fight 2 different ads. I will say one thing really quick. Once Morchok dies, you get the loot, you get it. So if you kill Morchok, then you don't have to worry about the second ad. However, you do have to split up the groups evenly, because they will both do stomps. So you have to not die from a little frozen there, whatever. You have to make sure that enough people are there so that when the stomp happens, they don't die instantly. So you have to spread them out mostly evenly. But I'm not talking about raid comp here. I'm just talking about tanking. So for tanking, main tank will be on Morchok and off tank will be on Kotram, whatever it is. You'll see here that it starts with one big ad, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk about stomp. Stomp is the big mechanic for tanks in this fight. That's the really hard thing that you have to get your head around. One thing I'm going to correct myself, which I said in the LFR video. Stomp does not attack the closest thing to the boss. It doesn't. Okay, so Stomp does major damage to the main tank and everybody within 25 yards of the main tank. So everybody needs to stack up for Stomp because the more people that are in it, the less damage that will be done overall to each person. It does the same amount of damage, so all that good stuff. as you can see here, the main tank and off tank are back here in the back. We are going to beat up on the boss for a little bit. He's going to get down to 90%. He will then split in two, and you'll see I'm going to go off to the one side, and he's going to go. So there you go, split. I'm going to go off to one side. He's going to go off to the other. So I'm going to instantly grab the threat on this guy, and I'll be pulling him back to my little respective spot. Now, about Stomp. The reason that you have to be careful about Stomp is because it's going to do major damage to, it does double damage to you, and it does double damage to the closest person to the tank. So you need to be really careful with that, because, let's see, so, okay, so for example, I'm standing here, the closest person to me is that green triangle guy, so whenever a stomp comes my way, or whenever the boss that I'm fighting does a stomp, that green triangle guy needs to run over to me and be the closest person to me. That does double damage to me and double damage to the triangle person. So basically, you're going to have 4 tankish people. You're going to have a main tank, an off tank, which are tanking the adds respectively, and then you're going to have somebody that soaks the double damage from stomp. This will mostly be decided by the raid leader. Don't worry about that. I'm trying to focus on just the tank abilities here. So that's the big thing about Stomp. Markers are going to be very helpful here. You want the tank to be there, and then you want the soaker to be there too. It's nice to have a marker on the soaker, so that in case anything goes crazy, the main tank, or the tank on the boss, it's not main tank, off tank, whatever, but the tank on the boss can then run close to the person with the mark, so that they say, oh no, a stomp's about to happen, I need to be close to the mark. So the mark and tank need to get together real quick so that they can take double damage together. Other than that, one quick thing that I did notice on Heroic Morchok, the stomp actually does a decent amount of damage, but the really important thing is that after stomp for, I believe, 10 seconds, let me see if I can look at this buff real quick. So there's the stomp. So yeah, about 10 seconds after stomp, you take an extra 100% damage. So all of his melee attacks for 10 seconds after a stomp is going to do a bonus 100% damage. This means that if you have cooldowns, if you have defensive cooldowns, damage reduction cooldowns, whatever, you want to use them at the end, as right before stomp. You don't want to do it too early, because you want to do, yes, you want to remove the damage from stomp, or reduce the damage from stomp. Hey, stop it. You want to reduce the damage from stomp, but more importantly, you want to reduce the damage from the 100% increased damage for the 10 seconds afterwards. So you want to save those cooldowns for after stomp, actually. Stomp does a good amount of damage, but then everything after that is going to really hurt. That's really the main mechanic in this fight. I don't know if he does crush armor, but it doesn't really matter enough in heroic mode anyway. So really the stomp is the big main tank mechanic that I really want to cover here. There is, obviously, he does the resonating crystal. So he will do the resonating crystal every so often, every 10, 20, 30 seconds, I don't know. And you have to be careful, because when he does the resonating crystal, you want the range to run over there. But as the tank, you need to be mindful, because when he does stomp, everybody needs to be in range of it. So you don't want, like, the crystal spawned behind him right there. Our ranged DPS could be running directly over there, but they don't want to run over there just yet. They want to wait until that stomp. So there goes, you missed the stomp that just happened a little bit ago. So that happened for the stomp, and then boom, you want everybody to be there for the stomp damage, so that when they run to they don't want to run to the crystal too fast. So as a tank, if he's about to stomp, you need to call it out on Vent or Mumble or something like that. Say, hey, don't run to the crystal yet. He's about to stomp. And also as a tank, it would be beneficial if he's not about to stomp to pull him closer to the resonating crystal. I say when he's not about to stomp, you can move him. When he's about to stomp, your main priority is to be next to your soaker. You want to be next to the secondary guy that's going to take the double damage with you. So hopefully I haven't thoroughly confused you. But it's really a simple fight. The main mechanic for tanks need to be worried about that stomp. You want to make sure everybody gets hit by the stomp that's in your side group. Like I have the group over here that's blue. We got a red group on the other side fighting real Morchok. We're just fighting Kotram. And that's about it. The stomp is the main mechanic to this fight. Number one, it does massive damage to you, double damage to one other person that's closest to you, and then everybody else gets hit as well. So hopefully your raid comp works, and this is obviously for 25 man, so it's, you know, it is what it is. But maybe one day I'll do cover 10 man. But that's pretty much it. Let's do a real quick recap. At 90%, he splits into two things. Main tank will get one, off tank will get the other. Soakers need to be in there for each. So, and marking is definitely the best idea that you can have there, because then you can get close together when the stomp's about to happen. But other than that, that's pretty much it. It's Stomp, and be careful because Stomp does 100% bonus damage for 10 seconds after. So all the melee hits will hit you a lot harder after Stomp. Use the cooldowns then. And hopefully that pretty much covers it. I mean, the crystal's still there, but you shouldn't worry about the crystal as a tank. Just make sure he's close enough to the crystal so that the range doesn't have to run far. But other than that, you're good. You're golden. So hopefully this has been a quick little heroic guide to how to tank heroic Morchok for dummies. Good luck to all you prospective tanks. And as always, you keep it salty, internet.